Everyone, Christian here, coming at you with another palm review, and this palm here is Pinanga dicksonii. I'm going to try it a little more like up close and personal with this palm. It's a little congested here, so I'm going to try and give you guys a decent view, kind of up and down of the, getting poked right in the eye of this plant. So you can see it has many canes of varying sizes. Usually in a clumping palm you get a larger, taller cane and many clumps down below. This one actually has ones of kind of all staggering sizes, and that's unique to, I wouldn't say it's unique to this palm, but there aren't many that do that. They usually just have a big one and then a bunch of small guys like down here, and it's kind of hard to get a gauge of the number of clumps here. But if you can kind of see right there, you know, the common name of this plant is the Ivory Crownshaft Palm. Now there's actually, that name is used for a number of species, and I recommend, as always, using the scientific name, because the scientific name is only used for one plant. So when in doubt, try and use the scientific names. A lot of times people will say, where can I get the oil palm? There's probably 200 species of palms that have a common name of an oil palm, whether it's the African oil, the American oil, the Asian oil. There's people attribute these common names to these very, to these palms, and it's sometimes hard to distinguish what they actually are looking for. So anyway, onto the palm itself. This is actually from southern India, and India, although it's a very diverse area as far as people and the number of people, it's a larger, it's a subcontinent. It actually doesn't have a whole lot of palm diversity. The most notable palms that come from India are things like Phoenix sylvestris. Some of the Himalayan palms like Trachycarpus come from like the northern boundaries of India into Nepal. And but this actually grows in southern India, which mostly just has coconuts, borassus, and then this plant. So let's, down below here you can see just how many canes are growing, and there's probably 24 altogether, big and small. So this palm, Pinanga, is a genus that is native to South Asia, mostly Southeast Asia. I don't know how many species are from southern India, but there are not many. There's only a few. So near like Madras, that area, that's where this would be, the kind of area this would be from, the Tamil Nadu state. And it's definitely somewhat tropical in its requirements, and that's why it's not in the ground here. Not because it wouldn't live here, but it just wouldn't look excellent in my opinion. I think it looks best in a very shady location, lots of water, and that's best done in either a shade house or a greenhouse. So Pinangas in general, the name Penang comes from the province of Penang, which is southern Thailand and northern Malaysia. And if you ever had Penang curry, it's the same Penang. It's a Thai dish, one of my favorite, in fact. And so yeah, back to the palm. These are really nice in pots. You can see this is actually in looks like a 45 gallon, and this is pretty much a mature plant here. So if you have the room like in your lanai or back patio, and you have the ability, or maybe in your greenhouse, and you want to have a nice mature plant that looks tropical, you can grow these from a smaller size and grow them up. They're not too slow. This plant's probably 10 to 12 years old. I know that sounds like a lot, but it's a pretty big plant. I know this looks like a bunch of leaves, but it is, you can trim it up to your liking. If you only want to see the tall crown, the tall stems, you can trim out the bottom and it won't hurt the plant. If you plant it out, definitely plant it out in a shady area, not a ton of wind, lots of water, and don't let it dry out, and don't let it get below 32. There are some Pinangas that can take below 32, but this is not one that I've noticed likes cold weather. So under canopy it really won't get frosty, but just don't let it get around 32 or maybe 30, 31. It might handle that. You just don't want to you don't want to roll the dice. So seeds of Pinanga are going to look very similar to one another. They're going to differ in size, but the flower bracts are actually some of the most beautiful, in my opinion, in the whole palm, the whole palm family, and they look kind of like these alien dreadlocks. I wish this was in flower so I could show you what they look like, but they can be purple, white, red, blue, or just green, yellow, and it really differs. I believe these come out white and turn green. So the seed's going to be, looks like a kind of like the size of a small almond. And clean the fruit if you want. You don't have to. You can, if you get the seed of this, it'll probably be already cleaned. It'll probably be from a vendor. And throw it in moist. It doesn't have to be the best draining soil. These do tend to take some poor, I want to say poorly draining, but it doesn't have to be fast. You can see this is pretty rich soil here. Some decomposed, it's actually some pretty decomposed material, but organic. Definitely make sure it's organic. They like to be, they're not going to want like a lot of rocky material. And 85 to 90 degrees, 85 to 95 degrees Fahrenheit. So like, what's that, 30 to 36 Celsius, something like that. And put them in a community pot, put them in a baggie with some sterile mix, and wait and see them pop. And they're really not that hard to grow from seed. They're actually pretty easy. Just give them what you would assume a tropical palm would want, and they will grow. And these are all usually pretty fast plants, so they're pretty rewarding once they do get going. And a lot of Pinangas have, and I'm going to try and find some other species, especially the solitary ones that are a little bit easier to see. They have either mottled leaves, new colored leaves, and they are very, they're quite ornamental. So this is actually one of the, I would say one of the bigger palms of the genus. I mean, there's a lot of very tiny ones. So anyway, if you have any more questions about Pinanga, other species, or this plant in particular, leave it down below. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to see many other palm review videos like this. And if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you have friends that also want to enjoy palms, share it with them wherever it may be, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. And so yeah, I appreciate everyone in watching the videos, and leave a comment down below. I'll see you guys next time.